People are like, how's it going, Mike? And I'd be like, life is crazy, life is hectic. I got a lot going on. I don't have time for, the things I want to do. Being pulled in a bunch of different directions, no schedule or organization to the day, dealing with things that I wasn't planning to deal with. My name is Mike Van Capelle. I own Blue Water Concepts. We're a design build construction company based out of Squamish, BC. We focus on new homes, high performance construction. I grew up building my whole life, so I always thought I was a good carpenter. When it came to the business, the management, the organization, being a project manager, kind of felt like it was a bit fake it till you make it. I was doing, 6 or 7 people's jobs. Like I was doing the design, being the project manager, being the estimator, being the lead carpenter on site, being the sales guy. I fumbled my way through, but the stress levels were always super high. Like there was always a certain level of anxiety all the time. I had lots of conversations with my wife where I was like, look, like I've got to figure this out. Like give me 5 years, I'll kind of make some changes. But next thing you're wondering, like, why the hell am I doing this? What I was looking for, what I needed was a way to take myself out of the day-to-day being the person that all of the information flows through, and that just wasn't sustainable. And so I didn't know exactly what I needed as far as like the systems I needed, but I knew I needed someone to tell me what I needed to do to not be that guy. I heard about Breakthrough Academy through a very good friend of mine. I remember him like, Mike, how's it going? How are you doing? And I was, I don't want to overly dramatic, but like basically ready to jump off a bridge kind of thing, like just super stressed. When I joined BTA, it was myself and 4 people. I think we were doing 600,000 a year at that point. Been 5 years since I started with BTA. We're on track to do close to 12 million this year. So quite a bit of growth as far as revenue goes. And we're now 53 people total. I would say the biggest things for me that really changed the way that our business was operating would have been goal setting review meetings, so GSRs. I latched onto GSRs right off the bat. I thought that was a genius thing. It allowed me to set expectations for the team, for the week, for the 2 weeks, whatever it was, give them some marching orders and kind of let them go and come back to me if they have any major issues. But at least that way it was like, here's a plan, go. And then also at that time was just setting up an org chart properly and really like sectioning off all of the responsibilities that I had into a easily digestible list of deliverables, what I needed people to do, create a role for that, throw it on the org chart, see how it's gonna mesh with everyone else, and then kind of set that expectation, interview properly for those people, and then bring them in. And that was big. Once you see the results, everyone starts to get a bit excited about it. And once you've built an SOP, building out the next 12 SOPs are way easier than the first one. So the workload involved with BTA, it's pretty significant. Like BTA is not gonna come in and just kind of spoon feed it to you and implement these systems into your business. Like this is on you. They're gonna give you the tools, the coaching to do it, but it really is on your shoulders to make it happen in your business. Meeting with them, having them analyze your numbers, having them have like an intimate knowledge in the business is just, it's totally different than like talking to a buddy about it or even talking to another business member about it. One of the key things for me was realizing that you don't need to implement it all at once, right? You focus on the pain points in your business, you bring those up with your coach can kind of hold you accountable and steer you in the right way so that you're implementing the things that makes the most sense for you. Once it's in place, it opens up the capacity for so much more. Like the ROI on implementing a system, it's crazy. Like you really, really see the results quickly. I've got more spare time than I've ever had before. I've got a lot of time to focus on the business. I don't work weekends anymore. I start my day by going to the gym. I spend a lot of time with my family. I just had twins in the last year, so that's been pretty busy. Love to mountain bike, so I do a fair bit of mountain biking. We want to really, really double down on like high performance construction. We have the team to kind of do that and start building our own projects. This is really why we do this.